What if I told you you could build a supplement brand that does 10 to 100k per month in profit, working just a few hours a week and managing it remotely from anywhere in the world? You don't need investors, you don't need a warehouse, you don't need to spend years figuring everything out the hard way like I did. In this video, I'm going to break down the exact system that I use to build my own 7-figure supplement brand, working less than 4 hours a week, and how you can do exactly the same even if you're starting from zero. So stick with me, I'll walk through everything step by step. So my name's Lou Antonio. I've generated over 10 million in Shopify sales. I've been featured on the Shopify Mastered podcast, BBC Dragon's Den. I was GB Entrepreneur Finalist of the Year for my region. I've personally scaled 7 brands to 7 figures, and I've helped clients go from 0 to 10 to 50, even 150k per month in as little as 90 days. But what matters most is this: I'm not a guru. I still run my own brands. I still test every offer, every ad, every upsell in the real world. So everything I'm about to share with you, it's not theory, it's what's working today. But it wasn't always like this. Back in 2015, I was broke, 30k in consumer debt, living off £250 per month, washing dishes, driving for Ubers, cutting loans, caring for my grandfather at night. I was even trained as a sandwich artist at Subway. I didn't know what a conversion rate was, I didn't know what fulfillment meant. I just knew that I wanted freedom, and it took me 2 years to get my first sale. Every weekend, I'd drive to sports events, handing out free supplements, samples, like just praying someone would give me some feedback. And even when the sales started coming in, I was still stuck packing orders, doing boxes, answering customer emails, and barely scraping by. Eventually though, I managed to figure it out. And I realized that running a successful supplement brand, it's not about doing more, it's about doing less, but better. And this is what I'm going to teach you about today. So this video is for 2 people. You're either starting from scratch and you want to build a supplement brand that's profitable, it's lean, it doesn't take over your life, or you've already got something going, but you're stuck and you want to turn it into a proper business. And if that's you, stay with me. And if at any point you want my personal help, book a free strategy call this month. I'll analyze your brand, I'll find your biggest levers for growth, and I'll show you exactly what I would do if I was in your permission. The link is in the description, by the way. Now, let's get into the 5 critical steps to build your own 10 to 100k per month supplement brand, starting with number 1. See, the thing is, everyone thinks success starts with finding a winning product, but that's not true. In my opinion, every single product can be $1 million product if you know how to position it. Now, think about it. YKK, these guys made billions. They built like a brand around zippers. They just made it better. They didn't reinvent anything. They just made something boring feel premium. And this is exactly what I want you to do. So here's what would make a winning supplement: high margin, high pain point, and a very deep, thorough understanding of your customer. And if this is your first brand, I want you to become the niche. So sell something that you would use, that you've struggled with, that you understand inside and out. And this is how you're able to shortcut the trust and create better marketing from day one. But do your research. Use Reddit, TikTok, use Amazon to see what people actually complain about, or use tools like CaloData, SimilarWeb, or even just the Meta Ads library to see what's working. But don't copy product. Find positioning gaps, and this is where you need to fill them. And remember, you do not need to invent something new. You just need a different or better way of presenting it. Step number 2, once you've got your product, you need to understand exactly who is it for. And I don't just mean like men aged 20 to 40, like that's lazy. Deeply understand them. So like, what are they thinking? What's their fears? What have they tried? Like, what's missing? And here's how. The best way to do this: ask your friends what supplements they take and why they stopped. Read reviews, look for any sort of emotional language, hang out in subreddits or the comment sections, and build a detailed customer avatar with AI tools, again, such as ChatGPT. And here's what I tell my clients directly: you don't need to sell more, you need to resonate more. If you truly thoroughly understand your customer's pain and you can explain it better than they can, they'll trust you to be able to solve it. Number 3, there's 3 ways to source your product. The first one with your supplement is you go custom formula. Problem is, it's very slow, it's expensive, you have to commit cash to inventory, which means it's very risky, particularly so if you're starting from nothing, or you don't have savings, or you don't have an investor. The second one is you can go private label. So this is why you would white label an existing product. This is better because you're going to have lower MOQs, you have ready-made formulas, it's more flexible, but you still have to commit cash to inventory. Or there's a third option: you can do online drop shipping using a company like Supliful. This way you have to buy no inventory, it's fast, you can test ideas, and you can start with under $100. So if you're just starting, I recommend always go with online drop shipping. And what you're looking for is to find or establish product market fit as quickly as possible, and then you can move into private labeling or even custom formula, but do it the right way. I've had clients clients go from 0 to 10K in literally 30 days using this exact same method. They're testing MVPs, which is your minimal viable product. They're learning fast, and then they're reinvesting into that inventory to build the brand. So here's the path. Pick a product, test it via Supliful, get traction and feedback from the market, not from what you think, and then scale into private label or custom formula once you've validated it. This is the smartest, the safest way to start. So validate, then invest. Let's get into step number 4. How are you going to brand it? Branding is how you win long term, because people don't just buy products, they buy identity, they buy with emotion and trust. So here's how you're going to stand out. Niche down. Supplements for shift workers, busy parents, traveling athletes. Like, just think outside the box a little bit and always go with a niche within a niche within a niche if possible, because if everyone is your customer, no one is your customer. You also need some sort of delivery format or that's unique. For example, maybe you're selling strips or gummies or sprays, just whatever feels fresh, so long as it's different. The other way that you're going to be able to differentiate from everyone in what is technically a crowded market is to have a founder-led brand. Build in public, be visible, talk about your story, talk about your journey, particularly so if you're selling something, which I recommend you do, that you use and get value from that others can too. The other side of it is just layering in as much real UGC, which is user generated content. So you're showing customer photos, studio shots, you're basically getting people to sell to people as opposed to a faceless entity or brand selling to everyone. This is how you do it. This is how I built my own brand. And the other side of it is focusing on educational content and not just going straight for the sale. So you can be the guide, not just the seller. And supplements can be quite technical products as well, which means that there's a lot more to it. It's something someone's actually putting in their body. So they want to know, how does it work? What's in it? Is there any technology behind it? So you have a lot more to talk about than just selling a random gimmick from Alibaba, for example, in a standard pump and dump dropshipping store, which is no fun. Great brands, in my opinion, they're built around movements as well and not just products. For example, you're not just selling magnesium, you're helping exhausted new dads or mums sleep through the night and perform at work. Make it feel like you get them, talk to them, find that point of harmonic resonance. This is how you create a protective moat and also a strategic point of differentiation with your brand, so you're not now competing with everyone. All right, step number 5. This is the big one. How do you market your product? What I'm focusing on here is execution, speed, and just listening for feedback loops. So marketing, in my opinion, it's pretty simple when you get the first 4 steps right. So here's the exact system that I use. First and foremost, a simple Shopify store. So no fluff, a single hero product and one promise. In terms of your website, I want you to build a landing page / homepage, an about us page, and a product page. That is it. You do not need to think anything more than that. In terms of the content you use to build out the website, UGC-based creatives every single time. It can be phone shot testimonials, you can use ChatGPT, and also we're focusing on benefits first angles and not features, which everyone thinks. Remember, people buy with emotion, justify it with logic. Everyone thinks we buy with logic, they don't. So do not be focused on the features, always on the benefits. You can of course leverage Instagram and TikTok, so you can have an organic strategy, and then whatever works on Instagram you can also run as a paid ad. Again, it just makes sure that if you're going to be doing paid marketing or social media marketing, if there's some point of resonance there before, you have a much higher likelihood of this working as an ad as well. So making sure you're not missing out on that. The other thing that I see so many entrepreneurs, particularly so new ones, missing out on is email marketing. This is just the flow that you're able to build a little bit more integrity with your potential customers. So you're storytelling, you're building a relationship with them, you're sharing value, you're building in proof, you're telling your founder story. And this is all about having a really good front-end offer. So your pop-up that comes on the website and having something that is actually valuable as opposed to just a random 5% off, which no one cares. And once you have people in your email ecosystem, get them in an automation welcome series, and more than anything else, make sure you're emailing them every single week. Again, always lead with value. Don't go for the sale. Founder insights, tell them stories, educate them on the product, what it does, who it's for, success stories. You have an infinite amount of things to talk about, but just don't overcomplicate it. The goal to start with is 10 sales, which moves into 100 sales, which moves very quickly into 10K per month. Then we start to tweak and scale. Every single brand I've helped scale to 7 figures followed this exact same path, so there's no reason it won't work for you too. And that's it. If you're serious about building a real brand, one that gives you freedom, recurring revenue, and a life you actually enjoy instead of working a 9 to 5 or building someone else's brand, I'm offering a completely free strategy call. This is where I'm going to personally review your business or your idea, and I'm going to show you exactly where the money's hiding if you're running a brand already, or if you're planning to build, I'm going to show you how to do this step by step, and we'll build a plan that's going to help you get to that first 10K per month. No fluff, no pressure, just real guidance from someone who has actually done it and continues to do it. Hit the link in the description, book your spot. I'll see you on the inside. To your success.